Hey, what's up? Canadian Car Guy, back for another video. This time, I've got my 511 Tactical Rush 24 backpack. This is a full day pack. So the bigger one would be the Rush 72, and that's essentially a 3-day pack. So I'm just going to go over some of the things that I carry in it, and hopefully, if you're thinking of getting something like this, then it might help you make an informed decision. So we'll go through, as I say, some of the things I carry in it and some of the features of the backpack. So starting with the front, as you can see, it's lined with MOLLE webbing, so you can fit just about anything in there. It's got a area for a name plate right on the front, Velcro of course. Of course, I got my Polenar Tactical PVC badge. So shout out to Polenar Tactical. They make some pretty good products. Shipping from Slovenia is fast. Typically here in Alberta, I get it within 2 weeks, so definitely can't complain there. They're great people to deal with. Their store is very well stocked and very well taken care of. So I believe it's it's Mansa that takes care of that. So if you're interested in ordering, then you go to the store, order what you want, and she'll be the one that'll take care of that. So shout out to Polenar Tactical. Thank you for these amazing badges and some of the other stickers and stuff that I have on my car. So they make some really good vinyl stickers as well. So going back to the backpack, of course it's got 511 Tactical markings on it, so you know it's an official item. It's not a cheap Chinese knockoff. If you don't want to spend $250 like I did on a backpack, you can go to a site like Wish. Their customer service isn't very good. Their products are cheaper knockoffs, so I mean you can get a military style backpack like this for a lot cheaper than you can through 511 Tactical. But if you want quality, go with 511 Tactical. I trust 511 Tactical for so many things. I've got boots, I've got jackets, sweaters, and I got this backpack along with a Combat Medics pouch with it as well. So, absolutely love 511 Tactical products. Keeping in mind, I am not endorsed to say any of this. 511 Tactical is not sponsoring me, so you know I just buy their products and I like their products. They're unsurpassed quality. So you want something of quality, look no further than 511 Tactical. Although keep in mind they are going to be quite expensive. Alright, so if I open up the front pouch here, I should be able to see this well enough, I hope. There's 2 pockets here. There's a couple small pockets there and there. There's another one up here. These are for pencils, pens, what have you. These little tabs here are Velcroed. So if you have anything that need to be strapped in these pockets, you can do that with these 2 Velcro tabs that pull up from this side and fold over. There's another big pocket here. So that pocket, I typically use my gas mask, which I'll be going over some of the other things I keep in there. So it's a pretty big pocket. Like as you can see, I can fit, you know, up to my wrist in that backpack. So I mean or in that pocket. So it's a pretty big pocket. You can fit just about anything in there. Moving on to the very front here, there's these 2 flaps that zip open. So there's one pouch here, and there's one here, and they're kind of fleece lined inside as well. So same thing on this side. Opening the backpack right up. Pull this down a little bit more here. Peel this right back. There's one pocket here. If you have some slightly bigger items, then you can open this pocket right up. If you're too worried about something falling out the bottom, then you just leave this one zipped and just zip this one or unzip this one, put your whatever items you have in there. This one I typically carry my Schmog in. So there's another pocket here, which is actually a little bit bigger than this one. And then in the bottom there is another one. You can see that's a pretty deep pocket. And then the main body, I carry this sleeping bag. This is for, I believe it's either -20 or -25, maybe even -30. It's a very warm sleeping bag. It's a great sleeping bag to have. I would absolutely like one of the Canadian military sleeping bags later if I can ever get my hands on one, because they're good to like -50. Of course, they have to be really good. Let's put this back together. Let's look at the very top. There's another, almost like a hand warmer pocket here. Holding this with one hand, so bear with me. It's not very deep. You know, as you can see, it's not a very deep pocket. It is fleece lined, so you can keep like little hand warmers or something in there if you want. Great to have. And on the back, just gonna turn this around here. On the back, this whole back part unzips, and that's for water bladders. So the water bladder that I have in there right now is a 3-liter water bladder. If I can speak today. This hose is about 3/4 of an inch thick, maybe even half an inch. Very good quality. I bought that on Amazon for $20. It came with these two little hooks here to put on the MOLLE webbing of the backpack to keep it secured. And on the bite valve, it has a dust cap with a lock and unlock mechanism. If you can kind of see there. Don't know how well this is going to focus, but pull to unlock, push to lock. Pretty simple. Cover it with your dust cap so nothing falls in. Of course, the back straps are also MOLLE webbing lined, and you can even lock them together with this. On the side of the backpack, there's more MOLLE webbing, and there's a strap that comes around from this side to here, locks in there. So if you want to drape like a sweater or an extra jacket or something over top, then you can lock it in with that, and it won't come loose. Excellent to have. This is where your hose comes out. So when you put the hose through, you see where that pull tab is. There's a hole, and that goes through into the main section of the backpack. There's the hand warmer pocket that I was telling you about. So it's not very deep, but I usually keep my antacids in there, so Tums, Rolaids, if I ever need them, then they're close. So the hose just comes through the back, and I've got it coming through the MOLLE webbing, and then I use the plastic tabs that came with the bladder. That whole pocket can be zipped right back up to comfortably fit that water bladder. Of course, with any water bladder, you might want to fill them up all the way, make sure that nothing leaks, especially with ones you get on Amazon, because you never know. Side of the backpack, you can see there's a zipper there. You might be thinking, well, what the hell is that for? That pocket, you got one on each side, and it's big enough that you can hold like a Gatorade bottle or extra bottled water, bottled pop. There's also another little pocket inside there. So that's kind of nice to have if you ever need like an extra pocket there. You have it. Just going over some of the items. Sorry, cover the camera there. Just going over some of the items that I carry in it. So strapped onto the side, I have my knife, which is right there. It's a bayonet style, M4, M16 style. On the other side, so on this side here, is where I carry my 511 Tactical 3.6 med kit. Some might also call this a combat medics pouch. I'm trying to move my backpack here. So going over some of the things that, or some of the features that this has over here, if I take that off, that's where I keep my bandage scissors. This can hold up to about 12 or 13 inches. So if you have bigger bandage scissors than that, these are 10.5 bandage scissors. So if you have bigger bandage scissors than that, then this will absolutely hold it. So that's fully adjustable. I unfortunately lost the medic badge that comes on the front of these. Typically when you buy one of these 3.6 med kits, they come with a velcroed on cross badge for it to identify it as a medic pouch, but these are very easy to lose. So keep that in mind. Always check them, because if you have it, say, on your belt, and you end up scraping the side of your seat or something with it as you're getting out of your vehicle, you will lose that. So keep that in mind. And for an extra $10 or $15, you can get a set of these identifiers. So you can see that that's big enough for at least 2 identifiers. So I've got my blood type, and I've got the 511 Tactical Crosshair. So bear with my camera here. As I say, I'm holding this with one hand, so I'm a little shaky with it. Opening this right up. So in here, you can see there's a little tab here. Typically, I put my medic gloves in there. I usually carry at least 2 sets. Just kind of shove them in there, fold them over themselves, and that way they stay flat. I've got bandage tape, great thing to have. In there I've got multiple kinds of bandages. I've got everything from your basic Band-Aid style bandages. I also have alcohol swabs. I've got gauze, abdominal bandages, and standard 4-inch by 4-inch square bandages. So you never know when you need bandages. I've had to use this kit multiple times, and it's definitely one thing to keep on you at all times, especially for working labor jobs, or you need a small med kit around the house. That's a great thing to have, and typically I have that better stocked than most med kits that you might see at a work site. So it'll hold everything you need and then some. And this can also attach, as I say, by belt. It's got the MOLLE webbing on the back, and these 2 straps hold it in place, and they snap. So that'll hold everything you need to. You can put that on your backpack. You can carry it on your belt. I carried that on my belt all the time, especially when I worked labor jobs. I would always carry that with me. Most jobs should or will allow you to carry your own med kit. If your job does not allow you to carry a med kit, then I would definitely say that that's an issue, because sometimes you just can't get to the company med kits fast enough. And if you have one on you and you know what you have in there, you have a mental note of everything that's in there, then you can use your own, and if need be, you can use it for other people as well. I've done both. So it's amazing how many times a coworker would come up to me and say what kind of injury they have, and if they just need a simple bandage, I can provide that. If they have a more serious injury that requires a serious bandage, then I can simply pull out my gloves, put them on for safety, and I can I can easily help bandage them up, gauze up the bandage, clean the wound before. So I've got alcohol swabs to do that. Yeah, it hurts like hell, but you know, sterilization is key. So I have things in there that will sterilize. And then, as I say, I've got bandages, and if the wound is serious enough, I can bandage it up, gauze it up, and they can continue working until they're able to get to a hospital, or if they just need stitches or something, then at least it'll be bandaged up well enough until they're able to seek proper medical attention. So I do have some slightly advanced training for that as well. So always a great thing to have. Get my bandage scissors back with that. So that's that kit. Some of the other things I keep in the backpack, I've got my gas mask with 2 filters. Unfortunately, this is not a full face mask like I would like, but those are very expensive. These themselves are expensive enough. These are around $50 to $75. Some of them are upwards of $175. So it all depends what you want. If you want one that just comes with a single filter, they might be between 25 and 50 bucks. But if you want a better quality one like this one was made by Honeywell, USA. Of course, you can always trust things made in the US. So great thing to have, gas mask. You never know when you need that. I've had to use that at home for chemical accidents. We've had a few chemical accidents around the house. Note to anybody who uses cleaning products in their house, never mix anything citrusy with bleach. That creates a pretty deadly gas. Keep that in mind. My brother did that once by accident. So basically when that happens, you're going to need a gas mask. You're going to need at least rubber gloves that preferably go up to the elbow, and get yourself into, or get whatever cleaning bucket you have, in this case, into immediately aired, well-aired area. You don't want to breathe that shit in. Never use anything citrusy with bleach. So lesson of the day there. Moving on, I have rope. Never know what you need a couple of lengths of rope for. So I've got plenty of rope there. That thin piece of metal there is a wire saw. Always a great thing to have in a survival situation. You need to make kindling or cut down a small tree. You can do that with these wire saws. They're absolutely great for that. I also carry an extra set of gloves. I always carry typically 2 sets of gloves plus medical gloves in my medical kit. So not a bad thing to have. So I have my bayonet style knife. Of course, if you're in a camping, hiking, survival type situation, always good to have more than one knife in case one fails. That's why I have an extra Gerber knife. That's more of a hunting knife. That one's got the gut hook on it, so I can use it. To skin if I need to. They both need to be well sharpened, so I'll have to do that. Always carry more than one source of starting a fire, or a light source. So light sources, I have my flashlight, which has multiple settings. It's got a green filter. It's almost like a night vision filter. You can see it's got a compass on the top. It's also got a standard flashlight and strobe setting, and it's also got a built-in laser, as well as kind of a UV filter as well. So not a bad thing to have. Sometimes the green night vision style filter is brighter, so it's actually a great thing to have there. Again, starting a fire, you're going to want more than one source. So with matches, always double that up with a flint and steel. You can see right by the handle of my knife. So I've got a good flint and steel there that I haven't used yet. The idea of having a kit like this is in hopes that you never have to use it. But if you do, you have it. You know what you have a mental note, or you might even have notes written down as to what you have in your kit. So either way, you always know what you have. You can always add to it, and you know, it's great for even just a bug out bag. So if you want something just as a bug out bag, you can do that. Of course, I have your standard handheld compass. Always something great to have, especially if you're spending a lot of time in the bush, you're hiking, camping, fishing, hunting, whatever. Always good to have a compass. If you have a GPS device, also a great thing to have. Garmin is great for that, although you are going to pay for the quality that you would expect from Garmin. Signaling sources and other light sources can also be used as fire starters. I've got my set of 3 road flares. Again, they're also great for roadside emergency situations or signaling. I also have a glow stick for that as well. Got my extra knife. I also have 2 small candles. They're not going to last very long, but at least if my matches fail, or if I'm not able to get a fire started with my flint and steel, then I can always light up these candles, place that in my pile of kindling, start a fire that way. That little bottle there is water purification tablets, always great to have. If you need to, if you're out of water for, say, your Camelback or any other type of water bladder you may have, you have a stream nearby or a river, you can fill it up and throw a couple of those tablets in, and that'll clean up your water. Got my name tag there that goes, pardon me, on the front of my backpack. That I had custom done for about 10 or 12 bucks. Absolutely great. I like to customize all my stuff, so if I have a chance to put a name tag or something on it, chances are I'll do that. Then we have an emergency blanket. Of course, pretty self-explanatory, but those who may not know how those work, typically if you're outside, if you're freezing, if you're cold, wrap yourself up in one of those. It'll keep your body heat in, keep you warm. In a survival type situation, you can start a fire, build yourself a lean-to if you know how. You can also line the inner side of your lean-to with an emergency bag, and that'll direct the heat from the fire onto you while you sleep, keeping you warm. So definitely a great thing to have. My kit is never complete without one, of course. So that's just some of the things that I use for my kit. Of course, doesn't look like much, but with my 511 tactical backpack, I can always add to it. I can always take things out. It's big enough. I can add whatever I want to it. And if I feel that this kit isn't big enough, or if I find other survival type tools that I might need, then, as I say, I can always add to it. So it all depends what you're looking for. You know, if you're looking for a bug out bag, they're great. But basically the point is to never have to use any of this equipment. I hope I never have to use it. I've had to use my med kit a lot, but any of this other stuff I've never really had to use. But at least I know that if a situation occurs in which I need it, it's in my bag, I know what I have and I can use it. Alright, well, that's about it. Stay tuned for my next video. For my next video, I'm actually getting a a giant forest scorpion as a pet, so I'm going to be doing some feeding videos. I want to do kind of like an unboxing video and explain how to take care of it and all that. So stay tuned for that. I'm really excited for that. So just to give you a little bit of an idea of what's coming up. So I will again start filming once that comes in. All right, take care, guys.